It's Sunday Night Football. And it's a big one. Wheezy, it's the big one. Let me get my stream and my watch history. That little 25-minute break or so was good for me. I feel refreshed. And I'm ready to watch more foosball with my friends. Bobby Boucher, you can watch your foosball. Nah, he was going to play foosball. All right, let's go. Let's roll. Cleveland Browns, New York Giants. You know, there's a lot of positive energy about the Browns, and it just seems too good to be true. Everybody's all hyped about them. Let's remember this is the Browns. I'm cheering for them. I'm not, like, aggressively cheering for them like I was for the Chiefs when they were playing the Saints earlier, but I'm cheering for the Browns. I want to see you win, Cleveland. Joe Judge, Kevin Stefanski, Freddie Kitchens, the interim OC for the Giants. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, Cleveland. Win this game. Because if you lose this game, guess what? You're out for now. They'd be in a three-way tie with Baltimore and Miami. And Baltimore's beat them twice. And, you know, as good as it is to see the Browns in important primetime games, it's nice to see the Giants back in a featured game. Oh, wow. Wow. Still on his feet. Still on his feet. What a return. The Browns get it. Well, the Giants take it in Cleveland territory on the opening kickoff.
We've seen Deion Lewis do some really special things during the
Good to hear Mike Tirico. I guess Al Michaels is too good to call a Cleveland Browns game.
He has all the experience in the world, and look at the fight. Already
Woo.
you can get a sense of what this game means to these two football teams.
All right, the Giants are playing with Colt McCoy, former Browns quarterback. It's ghosts of Cleveland's past. Cleveland needs to buy fucking defense, and that first run there shows it. Gain of 8. Looking at MetLife Stadium, do you think the NFL will ever try another cold weather Super Bowl? It sure was a risk the first time they did it.
He made a lot of great calls at the line of scrimmage. You're going to hear a lot of conversation tonight out of Colt
McCoy. Wide open Slayton, and McCoy completely misses. Boy, Colt McCoy just looks like a backup quarterback. You see his face? He had Slayton wide open there.
Up front, number 4 overall pick this past spring in the draft, Andrew Thomas, the left tackle, Shane Lemieux, fellow rookies on the left side of that Giants offensive line. Rookie and rookie, they're figuring it out. And keep an eye on them tonight.
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1.
Never thought Browns-Giants would be a primetime big game this year. First down Giants. Yeah, there was my guy Levine Toilolo, former longtime Falcon. He was on the Falcons for way too fucking long. He was a big contributor as to why the Falcons for several years were dead last in catches by tight end after Tony Gonzalez retired. Hell of a blocker, though.
They're going to miss his ability to throw the ball deep. He is one of the best deep ball throwers in the game.
Giants sticking with the run. Olivier Vernon, former Giant. Well, there's a lot of cross-pollination in this game. As Mike Tirico points out the moment I say it. Every Super Bowl should be played where? At MetLife or just in cold weather in general. Lambeau needs to host a damn Super Bowl. I don't care how cold it is. The fact that Lambeau Field's never hosted a Super Bowl. But then again, Green Bay's not really built for the infrastructure for a Super Bowl. I think they got the Browns to jump. Doesn't matter. Sterling Shepard, first down.
gets the jump, gets the free play, and gets it even.
Come on, Cleveland.
I think this is purely Nick Gates, the center, who saw the Browns player jump off sides and snap the ball knowing he was going to get a free play. So he was taking a look right at him. Now you go back shoulder. It's basically a free throw and gives Holt McCoy a chance to get a little loosened up out there. Really nice play by Nick Gates.
Great look to those eyes. He saw it and he went. So the Giants move it into the.
Oh yeah, you'd love to see every Super Bowl there.
That makes such a difference.
You got good mojo going on.
Play early just to back it.
Well, if you guys ever got back to a Super Bowl,
From the 13, McCoy.
end zone, incomplete. Good coverage.
Shoulder for Sterling Shepard.
Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward. We mentioned him back in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, and he's a
See
big
Jabril
backer.
Peppers,
He's
Olivier
also
Vernon, Freddie Kitchens, Colt McCoy.
He really is. Understands exactly where he is. Get that head
Cross-pollination
around,
everywhere.
call. Nicely played. It'll be interesting to see just how willing they are to go play against Denzel Ward tonight.
You're finally starting to see how good the Giants' weapons are. Their offensive line's always been a weakness, especially run blocking, but they got good tight ends and receivers. And somehow they've got a running game now. They've had a running game for the second half of this year.
Long four coming up.
I'll tell you what, that looked like Carl Joseph, who had a big game playing down in the box a week ago, and he is just going to come shuffling across the backside here to fill this. This thing looked like it was really going to take off for a second, and then Joseph came in and filled like a linebacker and stopped him cold.
Dion Lewis, the back, 3rd and 4. Eli
3rd and 5.
McCoy.
Ooh, overthrows incomplete. Probably a good thing, too. Kick a field goal.
Didn't hit it. Field goal attempt coming.
And Eli's thinking, can you change that call to Peyton?
Or Cooper.
Or Cooper? All right, let's watch one of the big showdowns here. You've got Andrew Thomas, the rookie, working against one of the best in all of football in Myles Garrett. And anything under 2.5 seconds to win. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Giants came out for a field goal and then
Wait, what?
Riley Dixon.
What the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? This is not going to work. No way this works. Incomplete. Told you. What the fuck was that?
Trying to go to the tricks here and could not catch
The fuck was that?
the Browns. Casey
Somebody explain that to me.
Snapper sent it back.
Why would you not just kick a field goal here? It's the first fucking quarter.
Too tall for Nick Gates, the center.
All right, then. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll have to see if that pays off. That was not even close. That was some Cleveland Browns shit right there by the Giants. Damn, Freddie Kitchens definitely is on that Giants coaching staff, isn't he? That had him written all over it. Old Joe Judge, the old special teams coordinator. Wasn't that what he was in New England? He was a fucking special teams coach. Well, he should never run that play ever again. Way to piss away good field position after a good opening kickoff. Well, it's good if you're a Washington fan. I've always identified as a Washington sympathizer. Who will out-stupid the other tonight? Cleveland's been playing so solid lately. I picked them to win this game. Boy, my pick'ems were on point, so of course the fucking Jets had to beat the Rams and ruin it. I don't think I've gotten a game wrong, except for that one. Literally. That's like a play where you never should have snapped the ball. That should have just been like, let's see if we can get them to jump off sides or get caught trying to sub guys in and out and get them for 12 men on the field and get a free first down. That stupid. Stupid to ever snap the ball on that play. Browns start at their own 8. Austin Hooper's back this week for the Browns. There's Chubb. It's not a good looking play, Chris. It's fucking horrible. Name more than one time you ever saw a play like this work. I think the Dolphins ran it last year on the Eagles and it worked. A similar kind of play.
An injury for the Browns. That's Chris Hubbard, who is down. Hubbard is in for Wyatt Teller, who's normally the starting right guard. And you can see the concern on Mayfield right away.
All right. This is rough for the Cleveland Browns.
It really is. Injury timeout.
Browns take one step forward. They get put 3 steps back with injuries or whatever. Who do you think's more surprised to be in this game? Probably the Giants. Let's be real. You could see the Browns and their talent having some expectations for the season, but the Giants, they've got to be like, holy fuck, we're on a Sunday night game and it matters. With 2 games to go after this, Jesus. Who would have thought? Matter of fact, I need to see need to count the wins. So I got all 3 games right coming in. I got Thursday right and the 2 yesterday, so that was 3. So let me count. Okay, I got 2 wrong. I got Dallas wrong, and I got the Jets wrong, but everything else I got right. Well, actually, no, I got the Vikings wrong. So 3 games I predicted wrong. Everything else was correct. Huh. Of course, the Jets finally had to win a game, though. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk it? And I'm so glad Titans-Packers is the Sunday night game next week. That'll be a good one. Boy, they have shown the same goddamn commercials all day for that Saturday NFL doubleheader shit, and it's starting to wear on me, and I have the commercials muted.
There's the former Steeler, Chris Hubbard, walking off with the assistance of the athletic training staff as he was injured on the Browns' 2nd snap. They said he was starting because of Wyatt Teller being out of the lineup.
3rd down.
Harris, the rookie out of Washington.
Empty backfield for the Browns on a 3rd and 3. That's rare. Now here comes Kareem Hunt.
Backup center as well for the Browns.
Woo! Baker lays it on him. 1st down.
With the 1st down right around the 20-yard line. Let's go back to the injury.
Yeah, one of the problems you're playing against 3 of the best defensive linemen in all of football. Dexter Lawrence here, just too big and too strong. Had Hubbard just on roller skates going back when that knee finally had enough. It just gave way. So now you're down to your 3rd string guard, and that's what the quarterback does when he understands that.
Yeah, well, Chubb got 4 yards.
24-yard line, 8 of 5. Let's get back to Thomas starts college career, then transferred to Oklahoma, won the Heisman, #1 pick in the draft. 3 different systems, but Chris, it seems like he's thriving in this one this year as you see those numbers.
Yeah, the completion percentage not great, but you can see his confidence growing. I want to make one note right here.
Sometimes Baker has a little too much confidence. He can't keep his mouth shut, but I don't mind Baker's swagger.
So they are getting a little
I can't say swag. He's a lame-ass white guy. Jarvis Landry, first down. Being a lot nicer to whoever that corner is than he was with Marcus Peters on Monday.
Landry out there working against Julian Love, who's in because James Bradbury had a positive COVID test, or at least too close a proximity to a chiropractor. So you'll get a little action over Julian Love's way and check him out.
Julian Love has been playing some nickel, some safety for the Giants. Was a cornerback at Notre Dame. First down, Mayfield, pressure picked up.
Well, you can't tell there's injuries on this O-line. They're giving Baker all the time in the world, and he hit Higgins for a big gain.
Against Baltimore, good hands there. First down, Browns.
You're going to see some action out of the back end.
I swear to God, Jeff, if the Bears make the fucking playoffs,
They're going to try and check out
I will protest.
of the Cleveland Browns, but so far
I'll do
Baker
something.
looks rock solid.
I'll write my congressman if the Bears make the playoffs. I'll be like, we got to do something about this bullshit.
To the left, and he'll be stopped with a
The
gain
Bears
of
fucking
10.
suck.
So we talked about Chubb, and you've seen Kareem Hunt in the best running back 10 in the league. Landry, the top target, with Odell Beckham Jr. out the last 7 games with a torn ACL, and now Nick Harris has had to slide in there as a guard.
It's a flea flicker, but it's a screen because the pressure got to Baker too quick.
And Hooper will get it inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. Pick up a 4 as Hubbard heads to the locker room.
Right, let's just put this in perspective here a little bit for Kevin Stefanski's team. Wyatt Teller is arguably the best guard in football this season. He's out with an ankle injury. Chris Hubbard was their do-everything replacement. They were happy with him basically anywhere. He's out. Now Nick Harris, who has taken no snaps.
3rd and 3. They go draw, and the Giants stuff it. I think you go for it. The Giants did something stupid on their end. You can go for this 4th down here, and it won't be half as stupid even if you don't get it. And Stefanski's got the play sheet up and no hesitation.
The situations change once you cross midfield.
4th and 2.
It's a Browns organization that is very analytics heavy, and as we've seen around the league.
Mike McCarthy's like, well, I'm analytical too.
You're going to. I mean, you make a different play call on 3rd down.
They had huge 4th down conversions last week, almost won them a game.
Empty backfield.
4th and 2, the backfield is empty.
Oh, it's tipped. Austin Hooper was open, and Lawrence jumped up and knocked it down.
Browns moved it about
Turnover on downs.
hands on the inside for Dexter Lawrence.
Good play.
Knocked the Mayfield pass away.
Good play call as well. It just got knocked down by a lineman.
Take over with good field position.
Baker Mayfield's too short, God damn it. He's too short. That's the worst when a lineman, you got a wide open guy and some fucking lineman gets his hand up in front of you. Ooh, that would piss me off. That's like dropped passes in Madden. You make the perfect read and throw it right to a wide open guy and he fucking drops it. It's like, fuck off, dude. That's why Madden is such bullshit. There's so much in Madden you have no control over. If you scramble with your quarterback and somebody breathes on you, guaranteed fumble. And I still haven't broken down and bought a used copy of Madden. Man, I don't know if I want to buy a used copy of Madden. I've had like 4 years of peace. And if I buy Madden, I'm liable to get pissed off. Is it really worth sacrificing 4 years of peace? Because you're bored and want to play a football game?
Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Gap. Dream the future. And by Pepsi. Made for football. Watching.
Pepsi for TV game.
Both in Cleveland and New York. The doctors, the nurses, the hospital.
Ain't nobody here gonna get that reference.
The arrival of the COVID-19 vaccine and the holiday spirit as well. All pro, all America, champion, whatever plaudits we can give you from the sports world. Thank you so much. So many people with incredible selfless work around our country.
Well, that didn't go anywhere. Good call, Freddie. Boy, the bad play calls are really going to stand out tonight because Freddie Kitchens is the OC. Now that special teams bullshit, I blame on Joe Judge because he's the guy. So
Freddie Kitchens from the sidelines is going to be dialing up.
Freddie Kitchens wearing a big mask so nobody can see who the fuck he is.
Not one of those kill at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to call them both. Go up, check out the defense, see what he likes, and then call that play. Going to see if they're going to shift. No, they did. Made a little adjustment. Now come back and run the play they want.
Who?
On second and 13, it's a handoff to Coleman.
Damn, another good run.
Early yardage back, and we'll get out to the 47-yard line. So pick up a 7.
And it's probably one of the least understood parts of playing quarterback, I would say, is that veteran quarterbacks know how to call a great running game, right? I mean, that sounds really easy to do, but you have to understand the defense. You have to know how to go hard count, trying to get them to show the shift early. Knowing which
Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Golden Tate, Evan Ingram. This is a good offense.
factors in here.
I think they're going to miss Daniel Jones's athleticism. I just hope Colt McCoy makes good decisions. Better decisions than his fucking coach made. Oh, big play down the sideline. I thought McCoy was going to miss it, but he didn't. Good throw. Brown's secondary is not good. Maybe they shouldn't have traded Jabril Peppers a couple years ago, whenever they did. That was a trade I did not understand at the time, and I still don't quite get. Boy, if I was Golden Tate, I'd be like, why'd you throw me that ball? Just throw it the fuck away.
But that was a poor play by Colt McCoy. He comes out, he's got his receiver.
And now Chris Collinsworth is jumping all over McCoy for making one bad decision.
There he is. There's Golden Tate. And by holding it, basically gave Carl Joseph a chance to come up and catch up to the play.
Kind of seems looking downfield for something else.
You want something bigger, of course, but that guy's one of the great catch-and-run guys of the past decade.
There's Eli Manning Jr. over there, Daniel Jones. McCoy to the end zone. Oh, should have been a touchdown. That ball floated a little too long.
This has a lot of vulgar names to it, this play. And it's basically, oh, heck, this play, this backside wheel route. But look at what Carl Joseph did. He somehow smelled it out from all the way on the backside.
Yeah, good play by Carl Joseph.
It was going to be a touchdown.
Rare, a good play by Brown's defender in the secondary. Because on Monday night, they sure didn't do shit with Baltimore. 3rd and 11. I bet you they take the field goal now if they don't get this. To the end zone. Oh, incomplete. Had to try to make a one-handed catch.
bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, kick the field goal this time. What do you say?
he makes a play like that, I'm going to be impressed. But here's the guy that impresses me the most. The Pro Bowler in 2018, the best coverage pick, great on Cleveland. But the way that he keeps his head back, it really keeps him out of trouble. It allows him to do some of that infighting. You put up too many fingers. You put up all 5 fingers.
You keep that head turned around, you're much less likely to draw pass interference. And the kick is good. So the Giants should be up 6-0, but it's only 3-0. Why does New York even claim the Giants or the Jets? I know they play in New Jersey. Why do they even claim them? So the Bears play the Jaguars next week, and the Cardinals play the 49ers. Cardinals have it a little bit tougher than the Bears do. God damn it, I wish Christmas was earlier in the week so I could be off. I got a feeling I'm going to stay up a little late tonight, and then they'll call me early tomorrow for once. But hey, we're ready to go. Fucking A. No, dog, it's too cold. I don't want to go. God, I regret buying them fucking wings. That's pissing me off. In a moment of weakness, I was really craving something and I spent the money and now I regret it. I need to vomit them back up and take them back to Papa John's and be like, here you go, can I have my money back? Just blah, 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 back into the box.
And starring Mr. Man premieres January 7th on NBC. Great Christmas tradition, Rockefeller Center, the skating rink, and the tree. Chris,
I don't know, Jeff. Probably a lot.
I have seen the tree in person.
Is that right?
Every year. My mom took me a couple weeks after I was born. And
I should be able to get some good workouts in this week, though, with the days off and everything.
There you go.
Graham Gano kicking off. Ernest Johnson was the deep man. It's going to be taken instead by Donovan Peoples-Jones, who was the up man, and he'll get tagged by Jabril Peppers at the 25-yard line. Michigan man on Michigan man with a big hit there. Giants defense, big turnaround for this defense. They're top 10 at points allowed. These are a big reason why. The guys up front playing very well, including the ex-Jet Leonard Williams. Blake Martinez, signal caller in the middle, leads this team in tackles. They're young around him. Michelle mentioned at the top of the show, James Bradbury out, Julian Love. We've seen already at the corner, and Jabril Peppers, that hit a moment ago. The big playmaker on this defense, the former Cleveland Brown. Drive 2 from Mayfield in the Browns, 2025.
Good pump fake on that screen to buy himself a second shot at Landry. Because if he didn't pump fake, that was probably going to get knocked down or maybe intercepted.
Giants assistant head coach and defensive coordinator, he's something special. Now, he really has taken the mantra of we are going to be tougher than everybody else, and they live it, especially with those three big guys up front. Leonard Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence already had an impact on this game. They've had to reshuffle this secondary. It's interesting for me to see Xavier McKinney now back playing the free safety position. Jabril Peppers around the line of scrimmage.
Good run for a first down.
First down, mark about around the 36-yard line. Let's go down to Michelle.
Right guard Chris Hubbard officially questionable with that right injury. We saw them testing the stability of that knee. He was playing, of course, for the injured Wyatt Teller, and now Nick Harris is in at right guard, really disrupting things on that front. He hobbled off the field, and then we saw him jump in a golf cart, Mike, to be taken back to the locker room.
Keep an eye on that. Harris, I mentioned the backup center, played guard his first couple of years in college.
Nothing there for Chubb that time. Good God.
Would not have anything of it. Very, very good this year. Traded from the Jets across the hallway here at MetLife to the Giants.
I tell you what, you better put somebody other than a tight end and Austin Hooper on this guy. He has really been something special, and he will just destroy that side of the offensive line. He's been doing it all year. And Mike, the one thing is the right side has been their best running side of this offensive line. You take Wyatt Teller out of there, they may be fishing for what works right now.
Austin Hooper wide open. Most of his passes he caught as a Falcon, he was wide ass open. I've never seen a guy score on so many busted coverages like Austin Hooper did. Go back and watch his Falcons highlights. DFS, what's up?
Sitting outside of him, so let's just slide that way. And that's sort of the comfort, I think, right now at Baker Mayfield. I love to watch Baker throw the ball.
Scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, Austin Hooper.
Back in the day. You know what I mean? That front toe in and throwing with the hard hip turn. And he brings it.
Good numbers to start here tonight. From the 49, play action. Get out quickly.
Man, Baker is on point lately. Everything about Baker's game has greatly improved.
Yeah, they really had no plans of drafting a tight end after they had signed Austin Hooper. And
just the little things.
Joku, but Harrison Bryant's sitting there in the 4th round of the draft, and he was voted the best tight end in the country. And they still think that he is the best route runner of the tight ends, and that's saying something because Hooper's been to the Pro Bowl, and then Joku is a speedy, good route runner too.
Receiver in the game on this first down is Chubb. Goes to the left and gains a yard. Coming off the line was Dexter Lawrence to make the tackle. Second round pick 3 years ago out of Georgia. Pro Bowl last year. 1,500 yards, just under a career high. Rookie year is near 1,002. Part of that great talent in Athens, and he's come into the league.
I think Odell Beckham's future with the 49ers will be very bright, Jeff. Now, Odell's going somewhere else.
So Jim Brown had the 3 best above him, and Jim Brown has the 3.
There is no future for Odell in Cleveland. They don't need him. You don't need him, and he's making a lot of money. You got to get rid of him. Damn, Higgins was wide open. Browns are in the red zone. Baker's getting them on the ball, too. The quarter's about to end, but I think Baker wants to catch him off guard.
Watch this offensive line go to work, and they're back up at the line of scrimmage here, going to work. But you have seen Baker Mayfield feeling so comfortable. Now they're going
Wildcat with Landry. They're not snapping this. End of the quarter.
They just try to draw the Giants off as the quarter comes to an end.
I messed up my reading.
He apologizes. 3-0 Giants after one. Sunday Night Football continues after these messages.
Maybe Odell's future is back with the Giants. I doubt it, though. The fucking GM doesn't like him. Trying to think, where do you think Odell should go? Good fit for him. You know, I only keep making jokes about Julio Jones trade rumors because Julio's hurt a lot. But then again, Odell's hurt a lot. I was going to say Atlanta should trade Julio and like a first and a second to move up in the draft. And then hopefully just be able to get Odell Beckham or something. I don't know, but nah. Julio to Odell's a lateral move. They got Calvin Ridley. Odell with the 49ers. Can't say Rams because they're in Cap Hill. They couldn't handle Odell even at the possibly reduced rate he's probably going to be at now after all the injuries and lack of real production. New England could use him. The Bengals maybe. But would you really want to curse him to the Bengals? I mean, you're not going to give him to a division rival if you're Cleveland, so you can rule that out. I don't know. I just don't think Odell's going to be with the Browns for much longer. Boy, I'm glad this game's moving faster than the Saints-Chiefs game that lasted forever and a day. Those are very winnable games, Robert. I still like you guys to win the division. You're going to beat the shit out of the Panthers, and you're going to beat the Eagles. And I think you'll be okay. Because I think the Browns lose tonight anyway. So I think Washington's still going to win the division. Only 2 games left. Can't hold anything back now. Last game of the year. Can't hold anything back now. Maybe that'll be the name of my Super Bowl stream. Does AJ Green have anything left? I don't know. You'll never find out if he stays in Cincinnati, Jeff.
Of course, that's the new Yankee Stadium where the original stadium was, over to the right. Thank you, Chris. That's where the Yankees played, but the Giants played in the early days. And the early Giants and Browns matchups.
Baker to the end zone. Ooh, out of bounds. In Canadian football, that would have had a chance. Boy, Baker Mayfield would be a much better quarterback in the CFL, wouldn't he?
50s and the 60s, and this was one of the great rivalries, these two teams, with some of the best names in the history of the league.
We can throw out Paul Brown a little bit. Would that be all right?
Good place to start.
That's a good place to start. People just don't remember how many championships that Cleveland team won under Paul Brown in a lot of different leagues across the board, too.
Go back to 1946 when they were founded. They come into the NFL in 1950. Great days for both franchises. 2nd and 10. Mayfield complete to Bryant again.
3rd and 1.
Yard shy of the first down as Logan Ryan tackles him in the red zone where the Giants have been very good this year. 4.5 points per drive. That ranks number 1. That's an interesting way to look at red zone. We always talk about trips and what points. Can you keep them to 3? Well, the Giants at 4.5. That's the best in the league.
Yeah, and I tell you, Baker has come out here red hot, hasn't he? And right now, what you're seeing is the Browns, traditionally a great running team, having way more success against the Giants throwing it than running it.
3rd and 1.
The quarterback sneak. I thought Baker fumbled the snap, but no, he was just falling forward, and Baker gets the first.
It's a really good job on the left side by Joel Bitonio, who just keeps playing.
I want to see 3 run plays here to punch this ball in. You hear me, Stefanski? Let me put my headset on. Hey, Stefanski, 3 run plays here. Punch this ball in. And if you get inside the 1, you got 4th down. Go for it.
He's a good player, man. He and Treader, they never miss a game, do they? Last 17?
Okay, here's 1 run play, and it's blown up.
Martinez comes up to take care of Nick Chubb before he can get ahead of steam. This guy's been around for a while in Green Bay for so long and always among the league leaders in tackles.
No question about it. You'll get a chance to see what he sees here. He's just going to flow. He sees that offensive line start to his right, and he has always been one of the leading tacklers in all of football. Since 2016, only Bobby Wagner, the great middle linebacker from Seattle, has more tackles.
Teddy Bridgewater's going to get torn apart by that Washington defensive line. I wouldn't worry about nothing, Robert. Teddy Bridgewater's a fucking deer in headlights. Baker buying time. Oh! 3rd and goal. Teddy Bridgewater's a deer in headlights every week. Next week, he's going to be roadkill. And Washington will finally figure out how the fuck to beat Carolina, because they never do. But I think they will next week. 3rd and goal from just short of the 2. Timeout. Giants.
Started watching Baker last Monday night, watching the Tennessee game. It's like a different guy all of a sudden, Chris. You just can see the confidence. And then we talked to him last night when Cleveland got to town, and boy, he was exuding that confidence, really comfortable with who he is and the offense he's in right now.
Yeah, and I think that Stefanski, after coming over from Minnesota and getting a chance to work with Gary Kubiak over there, learned so much about this outside zone and bootleg play action game. And Baker Mayfield never, ever looked comfortable to me last year in that drop back game. He just doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. You get him in space and you begin to feel his energy.
And it is showing with the numbers. Third and goal here.
Play action. Touchdown, Austin Hooper, wide open. Like I said, nobody's ever caught more wide open touchdowns than Austin Hooper. His whole career in Atlanta, that's all he did.
And the Browns take the lead.
Now, one of the problems with playing that zone is you've got responsibility, run and pass, and you're going to see Devontae Downs here just get up a little bit, and then you're really playing an area. You're playing a zone. Baker took advantage. He had all the time in the world and got it up over the top.
Mayfield touchdown pass 24 on the season. Cody Parkey. That's the extra point. Very nice drive.
7-3 Cleveland.
The Cleveland Browns take the lead. Mayfield to Hooper. 7-3. Cleveland on top.
That was some Tony Gonzalez shit in the back of the end zone there. Did you know the LA Rams had an 81% win probability coming into today? Well, how'd that work out for you, fella? Wrong pop. Whoops. Don't worry, I'm not dying. Funny if I choked to death and died right here on stream. You realize how many views I'd get when the word gets out? I love how loud my grandpa's TV is in the living room because I can hear it through my fucking door. I can hear everything Roseanne is saying in there. Fucking irritating.
State to the west in Pennsylvania. How about the NFL head coaches from that Western PA spot we talk about all the time? Mike McCarthy, under Matt Rule, who grew up at State College, and Vic Fangio.
Ought to blast the Fresh Prince at halftime.
All these head coaches currently in the NFL with these Pennsylvania roots in the Philly area. Sean McDermott, Joe Judge, Kevin Stefanski, all not too far from each other in Philadelphia, the Delaware Valley area. So what about Pennsylvania giving us 9 of the 32 head coaches in the NFL?
Well, they get assistant jobs from their friends. They got to start.
We thought we were onto something there. But good kick return to start the game for Deion Lewis. See what he has for a second.
Oh, he fumbled the ball. Good luck figuring out who recovered it.
Johnson, a couple of players at the very bottom of the pile. Brown's digging in from the
Move out of the way, guys. There's a lady official. Giants recover. Damn, the Browns looked like they had a better shot at it. Levine Toilolo, former Falcon, coming through in the clutch like he never did in Atlanta.
And this ball is just going to shoot straight up in the air, and it's there for everybody to see and try to pounce on. And I've been in a few of those piles, and everybody talks about, oh, you get punched, you get this. And no, you don't. You can't even move. You know, there's nothing. So the ball's either in your hands or it's not. There's no in between. There's no punching. There's nothing. They might pinch you every once in a while, but you're not giving up the ball for that.
Xavier Thomas with it. Really? I've heard it for 50 years. Oh,
What are you going to do? You can't even move. You're like a monkey in there.
Maybe tell you about Santa next. With 27, Alfred Morris.
Alfred Morris suddenly back to life.
Third tour in the division. Takes it out to the 35-yard line.
Why was Alfred Morris not great after 2012?
Working it over, but one of the concerns that you have to have if you're the Cleveland Browns is you watch the Ravens run the football on them very well, and so far the Giants really haven't tried to stick with that yet. This might be the beginning of a series like that.
On 2nd and 2, Morris looking right side.
3rd and inches. Or where's the lady ref going to spot it?
37-yard line.
They say first down.
It will move the chains. First down.
I thought it was a little short. But remember, the line is unofficial.
Talks about Olivier Vernon as being one of the very best pass rushers, and he's been red hot. 7 sacks here in the last half of the season. This guy can set the edge and play the run. Very complete player, as is Myles Garrett on the other side. 93 to Mike, whether it's run or pass, is so that you don't know the difference.
Almost got the Browns to jump.
So you do it on runs and pass.
No gain for Morris.
And this time the Browns are ready. Sione Taki and B.J. Goodson. 93 to Mike. Made the tackle. Second and long coming.
It's football has been fantastic this year from one standpoint.
And that one.
Right? And you
The fact that we're even able to watch it, Collinsworth, that's why it's been great.
And for the really high-end, smart quarterbacks, they have an advantage. They can communicate across the field in a way they've never been able to.
I got to be honest with you. Well, here's a big run from Sterling Shepard for a first down. I fell asleep last night with urinating tree videos playing of the NFL season from last year, and I saw all those big crowds in those stadiums, and I genuinely got sad.
Take a little step inside. The defensive player takes a little step inside.
Because one of the first shots was like week 1 Seattle last year, and I saw that crowd, and I was like, damn, dude.
It's amazing how much of a jet sweep and that little tap pass has become a part of
When we're watching the game, like when they're showing the plays and you can't see anything but the field, it's like it feels normal. But seeing those crowd shots last night in those videos made me very upset.
Morris waiting for some space. He'll get it for about 3 yards. As Goodson's over there for the tackle. Giants, by the way, have brought in Will Hernandez at left guard for the rookie Shane Lemieux. And they do that. They rotate guys over there and bring Hernandez, the third-year veteran, in now.
Yeah, but this is a very young offensive line. When you consider Andrew Thomas at left tackle, Lemieux has been the starting left guard, Matt Pert has been playing a lot at right tackle, and no training camp and no ability to teach a little bit. They're just sort of getting into beginning of season form here.
And the new offense with Jason Garrett.
Ooh, big run up the middle.
They open for Morris.
God, that looked like one of them 2012 Washington holes up the middle for Alfred Morris.
22-year-old, he is Kevin Zeitler's block, and a couple of veterans move the chains for the G-men.
Yeah, and you're going to see.
Man, just imagine if Saquon Barkley was healthy the way this team's been playing. Saquon got such a raw deal at the start of the year. The offensive line play was so fucking bad. I watched that week 1 game when the Giants played the Steelers. It was ridiculous. That was the worst performance by an offensive line I've ever seen. Up until the first game this year where the Falcons played the Saints. Good fake by McCoy. He wasn't touched. I didn't think he was touched.
Just one reception for the fourth-year man out of
Maybe he was.
into tonight.
Yeah, and the other part of this, Mike, that I have to say so far.
For a second, he thought he wasn't, but the ref came in and called him short of the line to gain.
Pass protection. I don't know if this accelerated pace. I don't know if the fact that Myles Garrett went through the COVID illness, and we'll talk about some of that. But so far, they have given Colt McCoy enough time to get the ball off.
Way through the second quarter.
Nice game. Ooh, one missed tackle. Two missed tackle. They're down at the 13. And Freddie Kitchens calling a good game.
Joseph, who's up on the end of the line of scrimmage, and you know what he wants to do. He wants to get engaged in that run game. And he had to go from a run player to a pass rusher because then there was nobody left out there in the flat. This is a team that is just dying to go in there and get after Colt McCoy.
I wish Odell was playing tonight, don't you? Don't know why that didn't dawn on me until just now. Damn, Colt McCoy. He beat Olivier Vernon to the edge. That was like that time Eli Manning outran Jason Taylor. Wonder if Jason Taylor's still embarrassed by that.
They were in this adjacent hospital rooms, and both of them had gone through the break and just absolutely had a chance to rehab together. But now both of them back in action. Pretty amazing.
It was crazy. We know about the Alex Smith details, but McCoy, who breaks his leg later and ends up with surgery as well. 3 surgeries that he needed. And even to the point he thought about
Get out of Washington. Save your legs. That's the moral of the story. Everybody in Washington has something bad happen to their fucking legs. Oh, man. Third down.
Was the intended receiver with Joseph patrolling.
Yeah, you're going to watch Darius Slayton in the back of the end zone, and this was almost, because as Slayton worked across the field, he was going to stop and come back, and McCoy saw what he was going to do, but it was Slayton who slipped. I think he would have had the touchdown.
The Giants 3 drives, Chris. They've moved.
Deion Lewis is the running back now.
Only 3 points to show for it right now.
It's the hardest thing in the world. You have a new play caller and a new quarterback, and this is the hardest part of the field to operate.
They run a draw on 3rd and 6. Moving the ball. 4th and about 1.5 yards. Something tells me they're going to go for it. That play call tells me they'd go for it.
You're playing for the division lead. Joe Judge,
and yeah, they're going to go for it. Yeah, that play call is a dead giveaway. 4th and 1.5 yards. They're calling it 4th and 2. It's a little less than 2. Almost unnecessarily. That fucking field goal debacle earlier, I don't understand. This, I can kind of forgive. Run it again. I don't think he got it. It depends on where they spot. Ooh, they marked him short. Good luck figuring out if they got the call right or not. Turnover on downs for the moment.
So the Giants have 3 trips to the red zone on 3 drives and only 3 points. They needed 2 yards. Coleman got 1.5 yards.
Yeah, he's short. Good call. Tough break, but brought it on themselves, really. You almost have to admire the confidence. Joe Judge has balls now, and he's got these guys playing hard. It's a lot more than you can say for fucking Pat Shurmur or Ben McAdoo, which are the 2 main reasons this franchise is in the fucking state it's in. Maybe Tom Coughlin wasn't so bad. I don't know. The Tom Coughlin thing's tough to figure out because if they weren't winning the Super Bowl, they were going like 6-10. You know. And then they have one too many years of 8-8, 7-9, missed the playoffs. You know. One too many years of that. Ben McAdoo was worse than Pat Shurmur, though. Who the fuck looked at Pat Shurmur's time with the Cleveland Browns and thought it was a good idea to give him another shot as a head coach? Hey, Lori. Just sitting here questioning the decision-making of the Giants tonight. I wouldn't question that last call if they didn't fuck up so colossally in the first quarter. The Browns are about to run this whole quarter out. They got 5-16 starting from deep in their own territory. They'll probably run the whole damn quarter out now.
The ex-Jet making a big play for the Browns, who had struggled on fourth down all year, but have come up 0 for 2 here tonight. And he just struggled, historically struggled.
Oscar.
Mayfield and the Browns with the lead.
Oh, big run to the outside here.
Nice run by Kareem Hunt to 19. A gain of 14. Let's go back to that stop.
Kareem Hunt's having a little easier time than Chubb so far.
So powerful if you're able to hold off the block and still make the tackle on the play. And I have to say, this is where the Giants are going to miss the thighs of Saquon Barkley. All you have to do is drive for about another yard, and they're looking at a potential touchdown. Pretty nice play by Carl Joseph, whipping around the backside and getting a leg, too.
Giants have had drives end at the 8 and the 5. One the fake field goal, then being stopped there on fourth down. And now Mayfield, 19. To Hunt. Take it to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 7 yards before the Blake Martinez tackle.
And we talk about Nick Chubb and his ability to run the football all the time, as we should, but the partnership that he has with Kareem Hunt is pretty amazing. And Kareem Hunt's the only player in the NFL with 5 rushing and 5 receiving touchdowns. He really gives a completely different element to this running game because of his receiving skills.
It really works, too. They're both buying into it and appreciate the value of the partnership. Pay dividends as the game goes on. Hunt was spread wide there. Pass in the middle is Donovan
Peoples Jones.
44-yard line. So
No, this is not a Key and Peele sketch.
just a few snaps. The Browns, 39 yards, moving down the field.
Baker Mayfield is feeling it right now. Watch him. He's just looking hard left. He's going to snap back as he does, and bang, right in there. He knew exactly where his receiver, Peoples Jones, was going to be, and he has been doing that for a couple of weeks now. That game he had against Tennessee, the first half in particular, as good as we've seen this season.
All-time kind of half with the 4 touchdowns, the big lead built on the Titans. And then the multiple comebacks against the Ravens on Monday night, even though they lost. Here, Jarvis Landry crossing the formation, and Landry and the Giants.
Damn, Jarvis running hard.
31-yard line, a gain of 15 and a first down.
So here's what this stretch bootleg system does. Isolate on that guy right there. So the play's going here, bootleg's coming the other way, and now you've got a problem. Either he's going to play the backside run, or he has to come get Baker. They just bring Jarvis Landry over. There are too many holes to try and fill because of how well the Browns do that cutback run. If he starts hanging out, they keep running.
Communication on moving the line there for the 41.
Everything about this fucking Browns offense is working. Everything. Every player at every position. They are so in sync, it's ridiculous.
Ringo didn't mean the Beatles. It just means we need a little help over here on the right.
2-minute warning of the half. And we've only been playing an hour. Boy, this game's going by fast.
Keep the deep Wilson. 2-minute warning here. At MetLife, Browns are at the team trying to enter the league.
Hey, Freddie Kitchens, notice how many games the Browns have won now that you're gone. I bet that makes coaches feel good when they're the ones that get fired and they look and their old team turns around and wins like double the games. Excuse me. The Giants are trying to make me sleepy. Bailing out the Browns defense, though. Let's be real. They need all the help they can get. Oh my God, people, I swear.
MetLife Stadium, very fast-moving first half. Browns trying to add to their 7-3 lead against Cleveland, coming in at 9-4. But everybody around them winning in the chase for the wild card in the AFC. So the Browns feeling the pressure to stay in the playoff picture by getting a win here tonight. Giants trying to jump back to the top of the NFC East. First and 10, ball marked at the 19. And Mayfield in the middle. Landry tried to turn, but he was brought down quickly. 14-yard line. Pick up 5. Jamal Sheard on the tackle, former Cleveland Brown.
All this zone defense.
I'm glad I got to watch the Dolphins play today. Haven't seen much of them this year, but it's good to start paying attention to them now.
Starts getting squeezed tighter, and the holes are a lot smaller, and your quarterback has to be a lot sharper.
Move man, second and 5. On the inside, he's turning at the edge is Kareem Hunt. He'll get to the 10-yard line.
The 3rd and 1.
Just short of that first down. Blake Martinez, the first tackle.
For whatever reason, Kareem Hunt's having an easier time than Nick Chubb here.
I tell you what, Blake Martinez, he just sees things. He knows. Man, when they're
So I'm not surprised you're seeing a little more Hunt on this drive.
He just went right with Kareem Hunt. So much fun to watch these great veteran linebackers just understanding what the offense is trying to do to them.
David Shaw's good program at Stanford, now 5 years in the league. Timeout taken here by the Giants. They'll be their second.
Timeout,
48
Giants.
seconds till the half. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. After this, from AWS.
Yeah. Mute. You know, when I see Kevin Stefanski without his mask, I barely recognize him because it's his first year as a head coach, and it just so happens to be the year where everybody's got to wear a mask 24/7. That does it. God damn it. I'm buying Madden this week. Shouldn't have bought those wings today. I'd feel better about it. Hey guys, we're getting another stimulus check. We're getting $600. Ooh, thank you, U.S. government. You're so kind. That's what we're getting. We're getting a $600 stimulus check. You know what? I'll take it.
Set your culture by Zoom and meetings, but these guys have done a good job. Have their teams in the mix. Third and short. And on the inside, get Chubb gets the first down. He's just shy of the 5-yard line. 40 seconds, full boat of timeouts here. And Cleveland not using any of them for the moment. And now we finally get the whistle. See the mark here, the 6. First to goal, and the timeout is taken.
All right, let's take a look at the Walmart Plus 4K Skycam, and we'll look at some of these monsters on this defensive line. Leonard Williams over here just controlling. Look at the bench press with the arms, keeping the offensive line off of him.
Oh, yeah, Kareem Hunt's going to get a big contract from somewhere. It'd be weird for the Browns to do it because Chubb is the stud, man. Hunt's good enough to be a first-string running back. But I think the Browns stick with Chubb, and Kareem Hunt might go somewhere else. He's more than welcome to come to Atlanta if only we can afford him. Maybe we can afford him after we clean some guys out this offseason. The Ricardo Allens, the Keanu Neals, the Todd Gurleys of the world. Maybe. Timeout Cleveland, 2nd and goal now. It's been an expert first half by Stefanski and Baker.
He's got one left. We'll be right back.
We're going to take another goddamn commercial break. Get those fuckers off my screen. They just showed some Falcons players. See, I love Julio Jones. I don't want to lose Julio, but he's hurt all the time and makes a lot of money. Boy, if we could trade him and get out from under that. And get rid of Ricardo Allen. And maybe Keanu Neal. Calvin Ridley's going to have to get paid in a year or two whenever that comes up. And I'd really like to have Kareem Hunt. Hey, there's Luke Skywalker. God damn it, I'm going to watch The Mandalorian. That got spoiled for me. Not the whole show, but unfortunately I'm so far behind on The Mandalorian that it got spoiled for me what happened in the most recent episode. And I was like, oh man, I hate that got spoiled because I would have cried like a baby. I'll probably still cry watching it anyway, what happens on the latest Mandalorian. I'd have cried like a bitch, dude. So I hate that got spoiled for me. I'd have been here sobbing with a fucking box of tissues if that didn't get spoiled for me. Oh, Tom Brady comes back in the fight. You're never going to hear the end of this week. Big deal. Wow. Tom Brady comes back and beats a 4-10 football team. Oh, my God. He's the GOAT. Shut up. The Falcons are fucking 4-10 for a reason. Tom Brady did it again. Yeah, it's just like when he was playing the Jets for 20 fucking years. Big deal. Touchdown, Jarvis Landry. Baker had an infinitely easier throw in front of him with Njoku for a touchdown, but he threw it to Jarvis Landry for the tougher throw and catch. But they score. Touchdown Browns. And somebody's not very happy.
Landry is. And the Giants start retreating back towards their sideline. Browns with a touchdown, take a 13-3.
Jarvis and Baker, they go together so well.
NFL touchdown right here. I mean, because
Jarvis and Baker were made for each other, weren't they?
And Baker said, I don't care.
Odell and Baker, that's probably good off the field, but on the field, Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield, that's magic.
Like Njoku was wide open right in front of him. But how could you argue with it?
Yeah, look at this. Collinsworth just pointed out what I said. Look how wide open Njoku was. And Baker said, to Jarvis Landry. So Njoku's probably like, yo, man, you robbed me of a touchdown.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting number 80 of the offense. His first for potential disqualification. New York has chosen to enforce that 15-yard penalty on the try. Again, it's a touchdown.
So now the Browns have to kick a 47-yard extra point.
And at the first penalty of this game, we hadn't heard from
And Cody Parkey will probably shank it
during the night.
or hit the upright.
Conversation.
Well, if you know anything about Jarvis Landry from Hard Knocks, what did he say? Bless you, or
Bless
he
him.
used to beat guys from the routes when he was in practice. Bless him, or something.
It was bless him. I watch Hard Knocks every year because I bummed somebody's HBO subscription. You know me, I'm the king. I collect people's streaming service subscriptions. Have an infinity gauntlet. And the really long extra point is no good, and he hit the fucking upright. Cody Parkey hit the upright. I told you he was going to hit the fucking upright again. Cody Parkey hit the fucking upright again.
Landry, too, 15 yards back after the penalty. And Chris, you've been around for one of these before.
Yeah, what had happened to him in the playoff game, and I said, I can't believe they're going to get beat on a double doink. So, and the game ended after that. And Jack, my son, was at the game, and he's like, oh my gosh, Dad, you're trending. I was like, oh no, what did I say? That is never good. He goes, no, this is a good one. They liked it. I was like, okay.
Chris Collinsworth bragging about the double doink. Like that's his fucking contribution to football lore, which I guess it is, but it's really Cody Parkey's contribution, and he can't stop hitting the fucking uprights. I knew the moment they moved that thing back, he was going to miss it. That's okay. Stefanski's probably got a shit ton of two-point plays to make up for that. Boy, I would not want Cody Parkey being my kicker heading into the playoffs. Man, MetLife Stadium's so pretty. I hope to go there one day. One day when I'm old, hopefully, if I live that long, I want to go to a bunch of NFL games at different buildings. So far, I've only ever been to one NFL game. It was a good one.
3 points, and Baker Mayfield outstanding in the half. 17 of 19, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Browns lead by 10, trying to get win 10 on the season. As we send you to Liam McHugh for the Toyota halftime report. Liam.
All right, Mike, as you know, tonight's game has got huge implications in each conference. And coming up, this man right over here.
13-3 at the half. I've got to get my shit together for work tomorrow. Hold on a second. Don't worry, I'm not far. I'm still in the room, but I got to get my shit together here. Work pants. They have paint all over them. No, you know what? I'll be right back. I gotta run to the bathroom. Yo, why didn't I have any smart football fan friends when I was young and getting into football to help me pick a better favorite team? Somebody should have stopped me. I can live with the fact that nobody's ever there for me, but why didn't somebody stop me from becoming a Falcons fan, yo? Like, what the fuck? I'm glad I wasn't a bitch that chose to be a Patriots fan or something, you know? I don't know what other team I would have cheered for. I really don't. Can't think of any. Because, well, the other closest option would have been Washington, but thank God I didn't fucking do that. That would have been even worse.
Baker Mayfield, in a word, efficient. 17 of 19, 2 TDs. He's been great. The Browns have the lead. Tony, your thoughts on analytics at this point?
I'm going to give first-year coach Joe Judge a little help with analytics. In a tight game in December, take points when you can get them. Kick your field goals, Joe.
Especially with a backup quarterback.
Yes.
It's a Toyota halftime. Liam, Tony, Rodney, the analytical decisions, not the best thing we've seen today. Let's get to the best of the best from this.
Oh boy, they're starting off with the Falcons Bucks. Oh, Brady beat a 4-10 team. He's the best ever. And that was fucking AB.
Tom Brady, he never panicked, and this is a dangerous offense when AB is making big plays.
Christmas came early for Baltimore. They got to host Jacksonville.
Yes, and the Ravens are making a playoff push. If they get in, nobody's going to want to play them. Great defense, and Lamar Jackson is special.
Des Bryant, his first touchdown catch in over 3 years. The postseason will not feature your pass rush.
Flores committed to running the football with a young quarterback. I can't even talk now because you stabbed me in my stomach.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm not going to stab you in the back. Right to your face.
Good job, Doc.
Miami 6-2 since 2 was named starter. Detroit, Tennessee feats and streak Derrick Henry.
Yes, run the football, play action passes, be physical. Derrick Henry gives them that.
321 away from 2,000 on the year. Took to game 14. The Jets have a win.
You're right, yeah. Unfortunately, I live in North Carolina. Options are limited. I could have picked anybody, though. Why did I pick Atlanta? Big deal. They beat the Panthers a lot. That was the original reason. I'm cursed. I'd have been better off being a fucking Arizona Cardinals fan.
First ever meeting between Mahomes and Drew Brees. It goes to Kansas City.
Yes, and
Could have been a Vikings fan or something. Oh, no, they're fucking cursed, too.
really need them. This was emblematic of the whole game.
But it's not fun to pick the teams that are always good.
Back losses for New Orleans after the
I had to make it hard on myself.
100%. He kind of chuckled and said, "No, what do you think?"
Well, it puts really Sean Payton in a tough position. You know your ace isn't 100%, but he wants to be in there. You owe it to him to play him because you're going to.
Do you really?
And Coach, you and Chris
What's Drew Brees done for you since the Super Bowl?
You guys are concerned about the
Well,
Jets.
other than the years where y'all had the shittiest defense ever, he threw for 5,000 yards.
Prepare them for their playoff run.
When a team is 22-1 over their last 23 games,
I guess you don't have much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, calm down. They're okay.
All right, so New Orleans, we have those 2 straight losses. Let's go to Steve Kornacki right now because he's starting with that NFC playoff picture.
Yeah, Liam, let's take a look here, the NFC playoff picture, and let's zoom in on the 4th seed. This is going to go to whoever wins the NFC East, and the question we're going to figure out in the second half of the game we're watching now, is Washington going to end the night in this number 4 seed, or are they going to be knocked out of it? That has to do, let's call it up here, that has to do with what happens in this Giants-Brown game.
Oh, yeah, if
Because
the Giants
the
lose, it's a
Giants
big
win
fucking
this
deal.
game, they move to 7-8. They're actually
The
tied
fucking
with
Giants got to go to
They have
Baltimore.
the tiebreaker, 2 head-to-head victories. This is a real playoff race in the NFC East if the Giants can come back and win in the second half. But boy, if the Giants do not pull off this comeback,
Shit, if the
they
Giants
had the first half, those missed opportunities,
lose,
they could
then
be
the
close
Cowboys
because
go
the
to
Giants
second,
with
don't
the
they?
loss, they actually fall from 16 down to 15%. Only a 15% chance of the Giants making the playoffs if they lose tonight. Washington
Cowboys beat the Giants earlier this year, not by much. They play last game of the year.
In great shape unless the Giants come back and pull this out in the second half. The other big implications of the second half on the AFC side, let's call up the playoff standings.
Cleveland needs to win this.
With the lead at halftime, if they can hang
For
on
sure.
and finish the Giants off in the second half, not only do they get to 10 wins, they're actually going to jump Indianapolis. The Browns would in the standings. The Browns would be a near lock to end that very long playoff drought. All they have to do now, hang on in the second half against the Giants. If they don't, if they were to lose this game, it's that three-way tie Cleveland would be in with Miami, with Baltimore. And at the moment, Cleveland would be on the wrong end of that tiebreaker. They would fall all the way to 8th, all the way out of the playoffs at the moment if they fall apart here in the second half against the Giants. Just one more note I got to add. Cleveland, speaking of a tortured fan base, you mentioned, Liam, the New York Jets. They came into the day winless, but with a 74% shot of the first pick of the NFL draft. They pull off the upset of the season in the NFL, and yet they end the day now with a 31% shot at the number 1 choice. It's Jacksonville who's in the driver's seat there.
The Jets can't even get losing rights. Much more ahead. But first, Toyota reminds us the greatest gifts.
They better get that next head coaching hire, Ron. That's a more imperative concern for me with the Jets at this point. You better hire the right goddamn head coach. Excuse me, I have to open my window and let a dumbass cat in. Come on, Paige. Get in here. My cat's very smart. She comes in the window. If she can't get anybody to come to the door, she comes to my window. Hello, baby. Come on, Paige. Glass of milk. My throat was too scratchy. Look, living in New York would be kind of fun. Coaching in New York, not very much. I like how I unmuted that thinking they were coming back from commercial, but they immediately went back to commercial. Jesus Christ. How do you get a woman to leave you alone? Serious question. How do you get a woman to leave you alone? What's wrong with New York? I love New York, but then again, I don't live there. Bucks Lions on Saturday. Go Detroit. Like it matters. Dolphins Raiders. I want to stream that. Boy, I wish I got NFL Network. I need NFL Network or another computer so I can have stream on one and watch the game on the other. Oh man, I can't wait till the government sends us that $600. Oh, they're so good to us, guys. $600 fucking dollars. What kind of fucking joke is that? And their attitude will be like, "Oh my God, look at what we did for our people." $600 fucking dollars. Lori, I'm not an animal. I don't want to do that. I don't know how to let anybody down easy because I've never had to let anybody down in my life. Especially if they send you buffalo wings during a football game. Anyway. Second half. 13-3 Cleveland. Baker Mayfield on fire. Colt McCoy. Joe Judge made questionable decisions. Cody Parkey hit the upright again. There you go. I just got you caught up on the first half. First NFL team with 2 first half turnover on downs since 2006. Who was it? No 6. Was it the Browns? Was it the Browns?
Didn't come away with anything. It's part of the reason it is a 10-point hole as we start this third quarter. Again, Chris, clean, no sacks, no turnovers, 1 penalty was after.
No, Purple Lights Girl's cool with me forever. She's been on one of my streams before. She was on briefly during the Charlotte Cup race, not the 600, but the one in the middle of the week after the 600, just after NASCAR came back from the pandemic. I didn't use anybody for winks, Lori. They were forced on me. For the record, they were forced on me. I said no. But she had my address and everything and door dashed them to me. I didn't ask for it. I said no. Trust me, I tried to get out of it. I damn sure didn't ask for it.
Nick Harris insertion in the lineup. They seem they're 53. If you weren't with us at the top, Chris Hubbard on the second.
Go Browns.
Was injured. He's out for the game with a knee injury. Hubbard was in for Wyatt Teller, who the Pro Football Focus grades as the top guard in the league. So big hole to fill. Mayfield on first down.
Austin Hooper first down.
3-yard line, and Austin Hooper has that first touchdown of the night. Has that.
Well, we've seen Baker Mayfield so far, and from a clean pocket, this guy has been one of the best passers in all of football. When he is under pressure, his quarterback rating drops more than any quarterback in the National Football League. So far in this game, he's been pressured exactly 1 time.
33-yard line,
Chubb getting blown up again for nothing.
Crowder, rookie from Georgia. Exactly. That's what you were talking about, Chris, with clean pocket and how good those numbers have been through week 14.
Yeah, and it's part of the reason that they went out and they spent money and spent high draft picks on offensive linemen, right? Because they really secured the edges. And then, of course, Bill Callahan didn't hurt matters either. This is probably the best offensive line coach in all of football. It's amazing how everybody that we talked to this weekend brought up Bill Callahan's name. And how
I might as well have been handcuffed and forced to eat those wings. Tasted good, though. Baker on the run, sacked. He was down. Yeah, they rolled him down. Baker got sacked. And Baker shook up, too. Oof. Is he okay? He went down pretty fucking hard.
Dexter Harris really having a huge game so far. He is just going to get the edge and just use that power. These three guys inside are just overwhelming at times, and that's what you have to do to Baker Mayfield. If you want to get back in this game, you have to get him on his back.
Second year at Clemson, 342 pounds. He and his Giants defense exceptional in third and long. We've got 2 of 42 conversions, best in the league.
Ah, he wants to take the shot. He does. Damn, gain of like 17 on 3rd and 22. They got a punt, though.
4 yards short of that first down. And that sack helps the Giants out a lot as Cleveland brings on the punting unit.
Good stop by the Giants.
So a great start to the New
Great
York
job.
Giants, and this is what this defense is fully capable
They
of
blow
doing.
up Chubb and then get a sack on the next play.
Graham, their defensive coordinator. This is a basic defense. This is not a defense that was supposed to be playing all this zone coverage. They just couldn't get the man coverage going. He adjusted, he adapted this new style, and it really worked.
Scottish-born Jamie Gillen sends to kick it away.
He's a Scotty.
Peppers is back. Fair catch of a 28-yard kick. Got it at the 13.
I'm not sure if that accent was correct or not.
Over 3 minutes into the third. Lady Liberty looking over the Big Apple.
They don't play in New York. At least all the shots from New York are from across the river. Man, I don't want to be on a Zoom call with Chris Collinsworth. Actually, I lied. I would. Man, I went from defending Collinsworth to making fun of him now. Maybe now I kind of understand why people hate on him. I still like him, though. I just like Tony Romo and Jim Nantz so much better, though. I miss Mike Tirico with John Gruden. That was a great pair. You know, I wouldn't refuse gifts if... it's complicated. Dude, I ordered the same goddamn wings she did. It's just Papa John's put no sauce on them this time. Them ones that she ordered and DoorDash to me from Papa John's had the fucking sauce all over them. These were just dry. There was an attempt at putting sauce on them because there was sauce on the tinfoil. But barely. There was more sauce on the tinfoil than there was on the fucking wings, dude. And that was bullshit. $20 down the drain. At least it tasted good. It wasn't bad. More sauce, please. No game. Well, yeah, Giants fans would like to see their coaching staff not continually put their team in a bad spot in a very important game that they need to win. Because they go to Baltimore next week. Washington definitely has the inside track on this division now.
Thomas having a nice game against him, but he is coming off of that COVID list, and he was admitting to us how hard that was on him. He had every symptom known to man and really was out of breath much of the game last week, and I'm going to guess he's going to tell you the same thing about this one. So far, no pressures in this game.
The best of the business for the 14, Wayne Gallman. Inside run to the 18-yard line. Let's see what's been happening on the field in this matchup.
And Andrew Andrew Thomas, he's been one of those rookies that's been taking some heat. You know, he plays against the best athletes on the edge out there. And Myles Garrett, I guarantee you, he's one of the top 5 defensive edge players in all the game. But so far in this one, Andrew Thomas has been up to the task. I think this entire Giants offensive line was a little tired of hearing about what Arizona did to him a week ago with, what, 8 sacks, right? Flashing a little double linebacker blitz inside. We'll see if they back out.
3rd and 6. Oh, first down. Sterling Shepard. That could have gone either way. It was going to depend on where he got tackled at, whether he got pulled forwards or backwards.
This is called a hot route right here. This is a quarterback and a receiver understanding we got a problem. So go down there and turn around, and then it's up to you to fist fight for this first down, which is exactly what Shepard did. Nice play.
Now through Sheldrick red line. Giants keep this going from the 25. Michelle?
Well, you guys were talking about Andrew Thomas, and he told me the best advice he's received this season is you belong here. He said there are a lot of outside factors that go into playing left tackle, not performing well, could lead people to see you as a disappointment. But he said, I heard it from all the coaches and the older guys, even guys on the other teams. You worked for this. You belong here. There's a reason you were drafted where you were.
Hey, you're the 4th overall pick. You're in New York. You're the tackle. Go. Good luck. Go get it. Remember, Nate Solder was going to be the left tackle. He was going to be the right tackle. Solder opted out. So Thomas put in the hot spot on the offensive line. Ballman, 29.
3rd down again.
Myles Garrett able to get to him and throw him down.
Yeah, and I think Myles Garrett does not get enough credit for what he does in the run game. You can see him huffing and puffing, right, a little bit. I mean, this is early in the stride, too, just trying to catch his breath. But what he does with his run defense and his athleticism, look at that. You can tell he's still getting those long...
Myles Garrett's breathing like Donald Trump when he got back from Walter Reed and walked up the steps to the White House and tried to act like he still wasn't sick. Well, they just got that play off. What a great throw. First down. Good decision.
Yeah, this is always interesting, right? You're going to see the coverage drop right underneath it, and a veteran quarterback like Colt McCoy is going to go, I got to throw it right on the other side of him because he can't see this.
Rare to see Denzel Ward get beat like that.
Right here, that inside coverage on the part of Olivier Vernon was supposed to be there.
Damn.
Minimal game, Jacob Phillips, the 3rd-round pick, with the stop. You talked about the Myles Garrett thing a moment ago, Chris, and the breathing treatments that he's still been getting. He said he lost the smell, the body aches, the pain in his eyes.
So Myles Garrett had a pretty intense case of COVID, apparently.
Experiencing has been really tough on him over the last couple of weeks. Injured teammate for the Browns after that play. And Sheldon Richardson, as they look at him, will step out for just a moment.
Boo, pick him up. Let's get this game on so I can play Red Dead before I go to bed. Oh, Dale's heartless. Oh yeah, they're going to put the snow in Red Dead and GTA this week. Not that I'll know because I don't play GTA Online anymore. I think I've officially abandoned GTA Online for good. It's been forever since I really played. And the new update was trash. So I think I'm moving on. Red Dead Online, still fine by me. It's fun. Something to do. Sometimes it's nice to go back to 1899 and forget that I'm in 2020.
A lot of folks looking forward to ringing in the new year. You can do it with the New Year's Eve party we'll bring to you, hosted by Carson Daly, Amber Ruffin, and Twitch, among the star-studded stars you will see. New Year's Eve on NBC.
Great way to start 2021 would be with a PS5, wouldn't it?
Times Square. It's 2021 underway. Let's do it. Exactly. Richardson helped off. Giants second and 10. Goldman
Yee, Olivier Vernon wrecked that play.
former Giant would have none of it. It's a loss of 2.
3rd and 12.
Again for the Giants on this drive.
Not where I want to be with Colt McCoy.
On the edge, right? Olivier Vernon, just watch him. He's up against
But as we saw earlier,
improved as a blocker, but look
here's
at
the all-time leader of passing yards in Texas Longhorns history. Fuck if I know.
That is exactly what you want out of your edge defenders.
You got me there, Jeff. I don't know much college football lore.
The Giants have converted third.
I feel like it's somebody obvious, though.
In this opening drive of the third quarter. Now it's 3rd and 13.
Who is Matthew McConaughey? Oh, wait, this ain't Jeopardy.
The Browns 40's got some time. It's going to be about 4 yards short with Evan Ingram. Joe Judge has been aggressive with his
I bet they go for this.
tonight.
It's 4th and 4. Yep.
Offense stays out on the field.
At the very least, you're going hard count, and boy, that's a tough one right there because Sheldon Richardson is the heart and soul.
4th and 5, they say. Oh, it's the fucking Indianapolis Colts bullshit.
Browns will have a chance to get
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
change.
I think the... Okay, yeah, 11. Browns have 11. For a second, I thought they only had 10.
To receive the Riley-Dixon punt.
They punt.
Riley-Dixon, one of 2 punters in the NFL from Syracuse. The flag down. Ball is stopped at the 10-yard line. Check the flag.
Oh, it is Colt McCoy. All I remember is him pussing out against Alabama in the national championship game, Jeff. Thank you for reminding me of that.
C.J. Ford, the gunner.
I watched that game.
Looked like Javier Thomas.
Okay, maybe he didn't puss out, but you know. Got Julio Jones the only championship he'll ever fucking win because Colt McCoy pussed out.
Looks like they'll be starting near their own 5, perhaps again.
So few drives in this game. Ordinarily, you get about 12 possessions each in an NFL game, and what has it been? 4 each? Yeah, 4 each here. So long drives. Baker Mayfield, 10-plus play drives, and he's going to have to put together another one.
Trying to decide if this is a foul or not. Let's see.
During the kick, illegal block in the back by the receiving team, number 20. This penalty will be enforced half the distance from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
As we head
Okay.
to Christmas time in New York City. Nothing like it.
Well, we wouldn't know this year, Mike. We can't travel anywhere. Afraid to switch tabs because I know I'll come back and the shit will be like, have to be reloaded again. Hey, let's check on PlayStation Direct. Oh, look, no PS5s. It is Sunday. And it is the week of Christmas. Excuse me. X-rays negative on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Well, that's good news. So hopefully it's just a sprain or something. Rodgers is very disappointed how the Packers played. He said it last night. If the Packers play like that in the playoffs, they won't beat anyone. He's right. Get your shit together, Green Bay. I'm pulling for you. Just because I hate the Saints so much, I'm cheering for the Packers. McVay says Rams lost to the Jets. Embarrassing. Humbling. That's 2 words for it. There's some other 4-letter words I can think of that would describe that loss to the Jets. Of course, we had to give up AB's first touchdown in Tampa, didn't we? Them's the breaks. Look at Eli. Boom. And everybody still talks about that fucking catch. Coincidentally, the Giants lost that game, in case you forgot.
OBJ was catching November 23rd, 2014, Sunday Night Football. Rookie Odell Beckham Jr. Remembered forever for that play, and then the trade a couple of years ago.
Well, Odell Beckham's remembered for one great play in a game in the regular season where they fucking lost. Oh, wow, what a legacy.
Who's traded sides as part of that deal. Mayfield and the Browns taking over from the 5-yard line.
Don't accidentally take a safety. Dan Orlovsky throws it away.
Incomplete. Before we talk about Odell, we gotta go back and talk about the catch, because I remember you and Al. I remember just your wow as a guy who played that position. That moment, you knew right away that was an all-time moment.
Well, it kept building, right? At first you saw the flags, and I go, it's not going to count. And then I said, oh, he didn't catch that ball. He had to be out of bounds. And then I go, oh, for sure he stepped out of bounds. And then he didn't step out of bounds. And then we got the great close-up, and it was just 3 fingers worth to make the catch. I was like, get out of here. How did you do that? That was so close.
And he now, of course, with the Browns, but has been out for the last 7 weeks. As Chubb cuts it back to the
It's the most separation Chubb's been given tonight.
of 6 yards. So, Chris, Odell Beckham Jr.'s out of the lineup, and Baker Mayfield's numbers have been pretty good without him. There's a lot of conversation about, is he better? Is this team better without Odell Beckham Jr.?
Well, let's start with...
Is the team better without Odell, or did they just grow and progress because he's been gone for so long?
But there is something, too, when you have a superstar player and a quarterback who wants to get him the ball, that you can force the ball to that guy. Where in actuality, what you want to do is you want to hit everybody else, create some one-on-one coverage, and nobody can cover Odell one-on-one.
Third down.
Giants bring 5. Mayfield retreating.
Get it, Baker. First down.
First down. And he get past the 15, and he does. To
Boomer
the
Sooner.
16-yard line. So a good read by Mayfield to keep this drive going.
There's nothing worse than when you're blitzing and you've got it going on, right? You've got every lane filled, you've got 5 people right in the space, and man coverage down the field, and the quarterback comes out. Those just break your heart as a defense, and Baker just loves breaking people's hearts.
3 incompletions, 19 of 22. Comes to that first down there. As this Browns team up 10. 4 to go here in the third. Chubb. This is the time of the game.
At least the Giants are not getting gashed by the run game like most people that play against Cleveland.
Take a look at something from our friends at AWS, and we're gonna
Just little runs here and there. They're mostly bottling up Chubb.
yards and 2 touchdown passes for Baker Mayfield, and he has been red hot, and you can just feel his confidence getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And when he starts bouncing, Mike, it's a little bit like Muhammad Ali. He starts bouncing, duck.
Let's play action again. Oh, he missed Jarvis Landry, who was wide open.
And incomplete. We're on third down. And Chris,
3rd and 7.
The run game that they've established, the play action off of it, the boots, you really see a complete offense where all the pieces fit together with Kevin Stefanski in year 1.
Yeah, and I thought that was the biggest difference when I watched this team and we were preparing for this game, is that, you know, he was in the pocket and they were not good on the offensive line. They just weren't. They gave up a lot of sacks, and a lot of times Baker escaped and was able to make some kind of a play. But this year, so much better protected. But this bootleg and run game and play action game, it's just made all the difference for them.
Safety deep for the Giants, 3rd and 7. Mayfield throws in the middle again. 39 is caught by Higgins
Wow.
for first down.
Walls were closing in, and Baker didn't even flinch. He just stayed in there, patted the ball, stepped up, and made a great throw.
And we'll take a look at some of this protection. Jedrick Wills, who was
Protection was good, but it was closing in, and Baker didn't flinch.
in this draft, can't do any better than pushing them all the way to the ground. And Baker Mayfield, we've hit on it. We've given you the numbers. We've let you know this is a fact. If Baker Mayfield has time to stand in the pocket, look down the field, be confident, he has an arm. He threw that thing, last week? 73 yards in the air. It was unbelievable.
Through at the end of the first half against Baltimore. The pro option still won 71. Chubb out of the backfield makes a man miss an open space and finishes the run with a gain
Innovate.
of about 8 yards. Blake Martinez finally brings him down.
Where that is just so hard to defend. When you have running backs that can catch little passes like that in the backfield and turn them into 2nd and 2, it's deadly. I mean, ordinarily we think of Kareem Hunt as being that guy, but Chubb is just so dynamic in the open field, and he's just a quiet, unassuming guy. Kareem Hunt's a little louder, a little more verbose, but they have become quite the odd couple.
There's a big run for Chubb.
Chubb inside the 40 to 38-yard line. Sweet run of 15. First down, Browns.
Trying to think of the running backs Chubb reminds me of. I see a lot of Le'Veon Bell when I watch Chubb. But I feel like there's somebody else and I can't place it.
Now the cutback is starting to happen. The entire game, the Giants have been forced.
Remember when Trent Richardson was a rookie and rushed for 1,000 yards for the Browns? And then the Browns traded him the following year, and everybody's like, what the fuck is the Browns doing? And then it turned out Trent Richardson was fat and lazy.
90 seconds of this third quarter.
I remember that.
Their own 5. Mayfield to Landry in the middle.
Damn, what a throw.
Able to pull it in.
He caught it. That's a catch.
Julian Love says no catch.
Browns are in the red zone now.
Bring the chains. First down, Cleveland.
I tell you, when Baker
Throwing
blows
fucking
up on
rockets
the line,
down the field.
that was a rocket shot right
Look at
there.
this.
Watch his front foot there stays a little pigeon.
Oh, yeah, that's a catch.
All hip torque throwing this ball. Watch that front foot. He doesn't open it up like most quarterbacks do. He keeps it real tight.
Didn't have that
Puts
confidence
some
last
shit
year.
right around it. When he loads up and gets some space, then he's good.
And then they come back and hit you with these runs. They play action or whatever, go over your head, and then they just pound the ball at you for a few plays.
I mean, Elway did the same thing. Elway was that guy. He kept that front foot closed and threw it 17 miles. Just take one more look, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not that it stays completely closed, but most quarterbacks will open that thing up all the way to get the hips out of the way, like a golf swing or something. But he keeps it tight, and so when he gets that torque going, it's going.
Always comes back to the golf swing, huh?
Into the third quarter. Wow, it's only 10:15, and we're going to the fourth.
Longing for that again, huh? End of the quarter, another long drive.
Nice.
Browns trying to add to
Browns are going to put this thing away soon, I feel like.
3. Cleveland leads 13-3. And NBC Sunday Night Football.
This got to be the most complete game they've played. I know they dominated Tennessee, but that game got close at the end. So far, there's no sign of that happening here. Every phase of the Browns game is playing well. Special teams, defense, offense. Defense has caught a few breaks with the Giants making dumb decisions, but it's all working. They look like a playoff team to me. And they just might beat somebody, too. It should be illegal to have to work the week of Christmas. I want my vacation like I used to get when I was in school. Although now them poor kids barely get one because they figured out that there will never be snow days or weather days ever again at school because now they can do that remote learning bullshit. That's the one bad thing that came out of this pandemic. I feel so bad for them kids. They'll never get a free day out of school because of weather ever again. Because, oh, we'll just do it on the computer. That sucks. I remember one time when I was in high school, we had missed so many days. It finally got to the point where they're like, okay, we got to have school on a Saturday. I didn't fucking go. Fuck that. I refused to go. School on a Saturday? Fuck you. I'm not going. I remember being so bad. Like, we're going to have school on Saturday. And I was like, no, we ain't. Y'all are having school on Saturday. I'm not. And if my mom had figured out a way to get me there, I'd have just fucking left as soon as she dropped me off. I'd have fucking walked home. I did that before. I'd left school and walked all the way home. It's kind of fun to do it, actually.
Started the game by asking Chris Baker Mayfield maybe playing the best football of his career, and you said yes. He's continued it first 3 quarters here tonight.
You know, the Giants don't have that edge pass rusher. You know, when you're playing against Baker Mayfield, you need somebody.
Fucking Eddie Lacy, dude. That fat bastard.
Giants have great players inside.
I don't know who was worse, Eddie Lacy or Trent Richardson. Yeah, your Seahawks got burned by the Eddie Lacy thing. The Packers got his ass out of there. First and goal, thanks to Austin Hooper and Baker Mayfield.
First down, the 6-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Browns.
So much of this is about matching personnel. So the Browns have 3 tight ends on that side of the field. But from a defensive standpoint, you're sitting there thinking, oh, they got 3 tight ends in the game. They're going to try and run it down our throat. Instead, they flank those guys out. They have all good receivers at the tight end position. A lot of versatility with that tight end position.
I love that I'm getting to be positive about the Browns. Oh, touchdown. How did he get through that pile? Oh, there's flag. Never mind. Maybe he got through that pile because of a hold. I don't know.
Conversation here about the hold or not.
On the backside of that play, Jack Conklin went down at the knee.
Personal foul.
Clipping. What was this, Madden 10? Never seen so many clipping calls like when you play Madden 10 and they always happen on kickoff returns.
Yep, you'll see it right on the backside. This is all about.
So this will back the Browns up.
When you get down the line of scrimmage, then you want to get the head in front. But
Oh, man. Yeah, he went low.
dangerous play against B.J. Hill.
And that was the referee's call. John Hopkins throws
First
it
and
to
goal from the 20.
The Browns back outside the 20 into the 21-yard line. And that could be a big momentum swing here. Giants have to hold Cleveland to a field goal. They've moved the ball, the Giants, okay. Only 3 points to show for those 3 trips in the red zone.
They're just going to go out wide for they got Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb out here playing wide receiver in an empty backfield. Oh, second and goal to the 4. Good throw to Higgins.
You know, Mike, when you talk about golf, sometimes you just get on a hot streak, right? And you make 3 pars.
Baker, there's no hesitation. And he's making some of these reads and throws before the play really starts. Like he's already made up his mind where he's throwing the ball, and he's just going there, and it's working. He's made 1 bad throw in 4 games. It was that interception Monday.
Before the snap, full start. Offense, number 71. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That's the 10th overall pick in the draft, Jedrick Wills.
It's one of the hard parts about trying to go with some tempo on offense. You want to catch the defense off guard but you get up there quickly, and offensive linemen are kind of a little methodical sometimes in how they get in their stance because they're big guys.
Kevin Stefanski might be the first coach in Cleveland that can mess up his office because he doesn't have to worry about cleaning it out anytime soon. I don't think anybody's ever gotten comfortable with their office as a head coach in Cleveland.
Raiders coach, Nebraska head coach as well.
Bring back Hugh Jackson.
Second and goal from the 9. 5 in the pattern. Mayfield steps up and throws. It's Chubb fighting for that extra yard.
Be 3rd and goal from the 1.
We'll have 3rd and goal there.
Football has really evolved, hasn't it? Almost into rugby when you get a runner or a completion down around the goal line and you end up in a scrum with the offensive lineman coming flying down there. Sometimes I feel badly for the running backs or the receivers because they're stuck in the middle. All right, here come the big doggies and whack. But it works.
Set up. 3 tight ends and a fullback. 3rd and goal.
Touchdown. I think he got it. Yep. Unless you want to do like they did Buffalo last night and call back 2 touchdowns on penalties. Josh Allen turned around and said, "Yo, how many times do we got to score?"
Worn him down in the 4th quarter this year. Cashes it in here.
Let's take a look. Did the knee touch? Did anything touch before the ball? Ball clearly crossed and
That's a touchdown.
the backs are getting better and better at understanding that replay is going to come and straightening the legs, almost like a diver going into the water.
And now the Giants with Colt McCoy are down by 17 in the 4th quarter. Not looking good,
That
folks.
is 295 yards.
It may be an early night.
In this game by Cleveland. First team in the league to do that this year. Off the upright for
And this extra point's good.
last extra point knocks this
He looked like he was aiming for the upright, though.
Cleveland Browns. Pressing showing on the road. 20-3 on the G-Man.
Good for Austin Hooper to be out of that shit show in Atlanta and in a better place in Cleveland. Good for him. Phone on the charger. Probably going to be up till 12:30ish anyway. This could be a game if the Giants didn't make so many dumb decisions in the first quarter. I should have framed Falcons Bucks. That would have been hilarious. What a roller coaster that would have been. I saw it coming. You know, when the Falcons got up by 17, both times they were up by 17, I was like, oh boy. It's like, here we go again. Especially when I saw, like, Atlanta was up 17-0 at half. Bucks come out, boom, boom, boom. They scored so fast and easy. I said, uh-oh, they're in trouble. Just by how that first possession looked, it's like, yep, the Bucks have keyed in on something.
Giants on Sunday night. We flexed into this because of the playoff importance. Cleveland trying to win because everybody around them, Indianapolis, Miami, Baltimore, who played today, got victories. Vegas lost on Thursday. For the Giants, they were trying to get a win here to get to 6-8. They take over the top spot in the NFC because they have the tiebreaker, a sweep with Washington. As as Steve Kornacki was showing you on Football Night in America at halftime, percentages go way up for the Giants' chance of winning the division. We've got to come back from down 17 right now. Well, New York, the city that never sleeps. This year it's the city that rarely scores. This is the home office of bad offense. The two poorest offenses in the NFL right here. Giants and Jets, 31st and 32nd in scoring. And it's been a while. The news has not been good to spread. The Giants, last winning season, 2016. The Jets.
Remember 2015 when the Jets had a winning season and should have made the playoffs, but they got beat by Buffalo
Get the back page. The back page
for nothing.
Guaranteed because the Jets win a game and maybe lose the first overall pick in the draft. You can stop there.
Down by 17, come out with a shitty draw play. This is where I start to get frustrated with the team that's getting beat. You're going to have to throw this ball to win, you know.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Well, Trevor Lawrence can't do too much celebrating because I don't think going to Jacksonville is any better than going to the Jets. Jacksonville's got a better owner, though.
Oh my goodness. You know what? They restored my faith in football, though. I will say that. There was so much at stake.
There's a nice run. Okay, that shut me up. Alfred Morris gain of 15.
Well, Browns defensive tackle Sheldon Richardson, we saw him leave the field.
Like to see a little more urgency here, though.
Field for about 21-22 minutes. Officially questionable with a neck injury, but it's been a costly game for the Browns, losing him and also losing Chris Hubbard. Mike.
Richardson, a former Jet, was a Jets first-round pick in 2013. Giants down 17, half the score here. Coy moved off the spot. The flag throws illegally pushed away. Taki takes him over the sideline and knocks him out of bounds. Flags coming from both directions. As McCoy bailed out of there.
Holding. Offense number 75.
Oh, well.
It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
First one of the night on the Giants.
This is always the time I feel sorry for offensive tackles. Because when the quarterback starts to scramble to the outside, your natural reaction is to grab something, right? When you see that pass rusher start to change an angle and go chase your quarterback, and inevitably everybody sees it. With two officials in the backfield now, you never get away with that.
Olivier Vernon, the ex-Giant, who has 7 sacks in his last 6 games. He's brought them in bunches this year. Seeing Myles Garrett come off the edges. First and 20. And McCoy completes that one to Sterling Shepard. Puts that penalty yardage back with 11 minutes left in regulation.
Boy, what a difference having Denzel Ward back in this game makes, though. I mean, it is just when you have one guy that you can count on to lock down your side of the field, and very often the short side of the field, which is where all the deep balls come. It makes a difference in your team. He has really been his.
Come on, Giants, you're boring me.
First round pick out of Ohio State.
That was a wobbler.
Good hand to knock it away from Terrence Mitchell on that opposite corner.
Yeah, Terrence Mitchell made a nice play. Write that down. Didn't make a lot of those Monday night.
The Giants, we talked about the opportunities they had. This game might feel different if they would have been able to convert field goals or something.
Or if they could have just kicked that field goal.
To the middle on the opening drive, incomplete. Then 4th and 2. The back down there didn't only get stopped a half yard short. And Chris, it's great to watch a team that could be aggressive. Go for the first down. In this game, those field goals would have made it.
Well, they're making up for the fact that Washington stupidly went for 2 on them and gave them a free win this year. Wow. Hit Slayton right in the face and he dropped it. 4th down, there's a flag.
I'll get back to that point in 1 second. We'll get this call.
Asking Stefanski what he wants to do.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense number 66. This penalty's declined. It's 4th down.
Well, that ref loves doing that. He loves the hand signals. See how he was flexing into that shit? He was like, yeah, 4th down.
Knew what he was up against. It's a hot offense that had scored 40 points in the last 2 games. He was dealing with a backup quarterback. His play caller was gone.
Now, this is the awkward part of the game where you can't quite tune out just yet, but I'm about ready to tune out. Get a head start on playing Red Dead or something.
I agree with him.
Dixon kick, the flag is down, 35 yards on the punt. Donovan Peoples-Jones brings it back 6.
And another flag down. Let's make this take a little bit longer.
Penalties. We've had plenty here. Cam Brown is in the middle of it with the Giants on the Brown sideline, and that's brought a second flag.
That's the hard part about being on special teams is you're not fully in the fight. So when you get to go get in a fight and you're frustrated, a lot of times it shows.
Which non-division winner will go farther in the playoffs? Oh boy, I gotta think on that.
Colbert pushed out of bounds. How quickly did he return?
Well, let me look at the standings to get a refresher. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay.
Back to the sorting. I agree with you.
Non-division winner that'll go far.
The sense we've got to steal points somewhere. Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator, COVID-19.
I mean, sometimes you just get dealt a hand.
Baltimore.
The Baltimore Ravens,
maybe
with all the
Baltimore.
COVID cases, get dealt a hand. Sometimes you just have to take your shots when you can do it.
Baltimore or the Rams?
There were 2 fouls on the play, both by the kicking team. Player on our end.
Ravens or Rams?
Number 34. This penalty's declined. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 37. This 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play.
Boy, that's game over.
47. It's 1st down.
Cam Brown is the one flag. And 17.
What music choice? Wow. Baltimore or the Rams? Because I'm here to tell you, Tampa Bay ain't shit, and they're not going anywhere. Except fucking home. Unless they play Washington in the first round. But even then, they might go home. It's cliche to say this, because it's true for every quarterback. You know, you pressure them, they're going to fuck up. Tom Brady turns into a deer in headlights at the first sign of trouble. When there's consistent pressure and the way Washington gets after dudes, that'd kind of be a tough matchup for Tampa Bay, I think. So I would love it if Washington got a hold of Tampa Bay and just whooped the shit out of them in the first round. That'd be so funny. Damn Wonder Woman in that gold outfit. Jesus! When did they start making those? I need a fucking MacBook or something for streaming and my computer for playing games primarily. Yeah, that's what I need. Go ahead and turn my PlayStation on and plug my controller. My PlayStation controller never gets charged anymore. It used to get charged when I was watching like YouTube or Netflix or Disney or whatever, but now I just watch that because my TV has those built in, so I never use my PlayStation for watching streaming stuff anymore. So it's rare to find an opportunity to charge the controller. Should have done this fucking earlier. This damn game's almost to the point of me turning it off.
Here we go. We're going to talk
Not quite there yet, but getting close. I usually try to go to the 2-minute warning just about if it's out of hand. Or if it's really out of hand, I just get the fuck out. Remember we did the first half of Saints and Bucks when I started doing football streams, and I was sleepy that night, and the Bucks were getting their ass beat, so I just got the hell out of there.
My third string choice on the bus. He's had a nice game. He really has.
It's a pretty cool story as you're sitting there, okay, one of the better guards in the league, Wyatt Teller's out. Chris Hubbard's going to come in. Veteran guy, one of those swing guys, you count on him. Second play, he gets hurt. So now you're down to your third string. And the fifth-round pick out of Washington has really done a good job tonight.
Yeah.
Right there on first down.
And he's up against as tough a defensive line in the interior as there is in the game. But that guy right there, Kevin Stefanski, he has just made an impression. Think about coming into an organization. The Cleveland Browns, 17 years now, have not made the playoffs. And no training camp, no OTAs, you're installing a new offense, you're doing it all over Zoom, and you're trying to figure it out. And Jimmy Haslam
sucks.
made the right choice because
Wow, good for Jimmy Haslam. He made one good choice in the however many fucking years he's on this mess. Oh yeah, let's pat him on the fucking back. They finally got one right, everybody. Well, now the Browns are on a 3rd and 10.
About a yard or two short. You know, you talk about the opportunities that come down in life and the timing of it all, right? So Stefanski's thinking he may end up here with the Giants as the offensive coordinator a couple of years ago. Does not. Because Pat Shermer wanted to interview him, but Minnesota wanted to keep him. Minnesota eventually makes him the offensive coordinator. And Gary Kubiak's there when he's the offensive coordinator last year. We really talked about in a brief period of time what an influence. This is like getting a master's degree from someone in leadership and football.
Yeah, and Andrew Berry was a part of that interview process, and he leaves to go to Philadelphia. A couple of years later, they come back and they go, all right, good to go.
Berry's the new GM for the Browns this year.
Oh, first down. Mr. Peoples Jones.
Draft picks for Berry and the Browns this year.
Don't know how you get a name like that, but
He continues to
it's his name.
his role on this team.
Well, I'm going to take this from two different angles here. First of all,
Well, now here's a guy.
fabulous all night. Secondly, is the New York Giants look to build what they're wanting to be, this physically dominant, stop the run the football kind of team. Eventually, they're going to have to come up with a grade A pass rusher on the edge. You know, that's just going to be a part of it. Randy Berry and his group, they went out and fixed the offensive line. That was job one, and it was an important job, and it has paid huge dividends for Baker Mayfield.
Oh, fumbled snap. Kareem Hunt recovers. The Browns go a little backwards.
As the Browns avoid the big mistake, they could have
Boy, that would have really
inside his
turned things around.
Take a look here. J.C. Treader with the...
That was on the center. He just rolled it on the ground.
Might roll off like that, but
Look at this.
things slippery, I guess. And Treader knew, you know. And then it's, the center never knows what to do. Do I run back and try and go get it, or I better block this guy here?
Talk about a second of panic. My goodness. Loss of 6, by the way. That last
Time
two
is your
for
friend,
Mayfield took
Cleveland.
him over 300 yards, 302.
It's not my friend. I'm fucking bored.
Here they set up the
Damn, they're going way backwards now.
having nothing to do with it again is Blake Martinez, the star for
But the Giants are just going to run out of time.
Well, the first thing Olivier Vernon noticed about Kevin Stefanski, you guys were talking about him, was how he addressed the players. Vernon told me, this is my 9th year in the league, and I've had my share of head coaches, but Stefanski's in his first year, and you would think he's been around for years. And in this chaos, he can't control things like COVID, but he's done a tremendous job. And Mike Vernon concluded, you know, Freddie Kitchens, great person, but coaching, it didn't work out in Cleveland.
He's on the other side now with the Giants as their tight end coach. Kevin Stefanski has had leadership in sports around his house, and Stefanski, his dad, longtime NBA executive, currently with the Detroit Pistons.
Browns got a punt.
Off with a tackle on Hunt.
Giants take a timeout
6.5 left here.
with
Before then,
6:32 to
the
go.
Browns kick it away.
One of the other things, though, that Kevin Stefanski did, and I'll tell you in a minute.
Producer at NBC said, fuck you, Collinsworth, we're going to commercial. Deal with it. Yeah, Jeff, I thought about that. I don't know if it'd be worth it. Then I have to put the effort in to look like I'm awake and not homeless or something when I'm streaming. But I could do that. I'm not that advanced, though. But I'm sure OBS has something you could do with that. like my anonymity, even though you can see my face on my Twitter account. Maybe that's not my real face. There's no way I could be that good looking. That's not me. Oh my God, a tuberculosis commercial. I played Red Dead Redemption 2. Tuberculosis sucks. Your lungs fill with blood or whatever. And you cough constantly, but you cough like I do after I've been streaming all day. But you do that all day, every day. Titans, Packers. Woof. Unfortunately, I'm picking the Titans to win that game. That'll be a war. Once again, Green Bay, what are you? What are you made of? Because last night was not impressive, despite the win. $6.25, down by 17. Colt McCoy, go get it. And we're going back to commercial again? Why? We were literally just at commercial. Now we're already going back. Wow, we came back for a punt. Cool. Let's make this game take a little longer, NBC. Jesus, dude. Fucking bored, son. 2-minute warning. We're probably out of here. I gotta admit, maybe things would make more sense if I had the camera on. I'm on my OBS settings right now. I just want to see what it's like. Output. I don't see any option about camera. Or do I? Video. No. Output. Advanced. I'm sure there's options here somewhere about your camera. It makes sense. General. Back on general settings again. Well, I don't see anything about the fucking camera. I don't know. Maybe I'll run a test stream and see if I can even figure it out.
Christmas wish for the sports fans down there? A championship. If the Giants don't win the Super Bowl, it'll be 9 full seasons that no New York team has won a major pro sports title.
I bet it's a draw. Nope.
From the 23, Colt McCoy. Starting for Daniel Jones tonight. His pass incomplete, trying to get it out to Chip.
other thing, Mike, give a little credit to this Cleveland Browns defense. We've been talking all night about it. They had to go in and play without Daniel Jones, and I understand that. But defensively, they were coming off a pretty rough outing, made some big mistakes against the Ravens. But Joe Woods and company pieced this thing back together, and they've been missing some key parts in the secondary all season.
Another drop. Now it's drop passes.
You know, you think about Chris, that Tennessee game where we're talking about Baker Mayfield having that great half. It was a big second half for the Titans. Then they give up the 47 to Baltimore. That's the man you mentioned, the defensive coordinator for the Browns, Joe Woods.
Yeah, and, you know, but he's been playing without Grant Delpit and Grady Williams all year, who were knocked out in camp, I guess.
Yes.
And so both those guys were going to be starters on this football team, so you have to make a lot of adjustments. They've been living off the strength of Denzel Ward and this defensive line and growing elsewhere.
That's a couple of back-to-back second-round picks. You're expecting those guys to be your starters. Third down, McCoy.
Golden Tate made a catch. Is that his first catch of the night?
At the 37-yard line.
Good catch.
Minutes left.
I'll tell you,
Urgency, Giants.
everything they can on the Cleveland side to isolate Andrew Thomas against Myles Garrett. And they've done it. They've had lined up people on that side. They've gotten the one-on-ones. But Andrew Thomas has been up
Learn
to
not
the
to
task.
pick your nose.
5 to go as McCoy spins out to Ingram, and he gets a first down right around midfield. Again, an uphill climb for the Giants here tonight. They're not the world beaters on offense to begin with, but then you have the coordinator change. You have Colt McCoy starting here. You have Freddie Kitchens calling plays in a system that, as you said before, he's not as familiar with. So this was a huge challenge for these guys coming in.
And they understand that. I mean, you don't have three young offensive linemen playing as much as they have. You don't live without Saquon Barkley easily. So they can do it.
Damn, that was a great catch. Why couldn't Ingram make that in the first game against the Eagles?
That's the other part I think you're going to see is a little extra at wide receiver as they go into this draft period, because Evan Ingram is as talented physically as anybody who's playing tight end right now. And it'll be interesting to see if they try and add a component part just to make some of those easy throws a little easier.
Three-score game inside of 5 minutes. Lead to Dion Lewis to the 21-yard line.
They're just going to run out of time.
I'll tell you, the tempo when you have a veteran quarterback helps. You know, from the very beginning, Colt McCoy, when they were going like this.
I can't believe Colt McCoy's still in the league, dude. Interesting career. Not for a good reason. Miss Sterling Shepard, who was open.
Appreciate a game like this, what a veteran who's been in the league 11 years and is 34 years old is all about. Because everything we said, really only one full day of practice, but here he is, and you're making all these changes at the line of scrimmage, you're doing all that stuff, and having success early on. It tells you all that knowledge that's accumulated. You can take it out there at a moment's notice and activate it.
Can you imagine being traded to a team in midseason? It'd be like walking into Spanish 3 class,
Right.
and never having taken Spanish, right? I mean, you're learning a new language.
Well, didn't know any of the parts here with the Giants. When he saw it for Tate, off his hands and incomplete.
Fourth down.
Tate those strong hands, trying to get that 50-50 ball, couldn't bring it down. Fourth down.
Pretty play by Kevin Johnson, who has been taken over in the slot position. Tate is so good on these 50-50 balls, and you can almost count on the fact that when he's in the slot and you're playing main coverage, they're going to throw it.
That was kind of pass interference.
And by moving Denzel Ward back out to his
Okay, the Giants are going to kick the field goal
Johnson
here.
go in there and play the slot, and he's done a good job.
Down by 17, you're going to need a field goal at some point just to hope to tie it. Oh boy, that was barely good. Oh yes, another commercial, just what we need. Because we haven't had enough of those tonight. You know this commercial was filmed a long time ago because Dak Prescott is walking and riding an exercise bike in this commercial. Poor Dak. Fucking Jerry Jones, so goddamn disrespectful. Bend over backwards for Tony Romo. Won't do shit for Dak Prescott. I want a Baconator. Thanks, Wendy's. Will this game just fucking end because we know the Giants are done? And then Baltimore's probably going to stomp their ass next week. But nothing is a given. We know this. Anything can happen. When you start thinking like that, that's when unpredictable shit tends to happen. So I'll try to stop jinxing Washington there. Just for you, Robert. Here comes the onside kick. It's going to be the hypnotizer again. That swirling onside kick dealy. Oh, it's out. No, I think the Browns got it. It bounced off the first Browns player, but ultimately the Browns recovered. And now we got personal foul flags on Cleveland for pulling somebody off the pile.
Joseph gets up in the middle of the pile.
Boy, that almost got to the
rookie tight end,
to the Giants.
Harrison Bryant, who was there first.
That's the new onside kick. You got to kick it like that now with the stupid fucking kickoff rule that ruined onside kicks forever. At least we finally figured out a method that will give you a chance. I'm just glad. I'm so glad the Falcons had to be the guinea pig to see that method will work.
It's one of the things about it, trying to figure out what he's trying to get their attention for.
The result of the play was that the kickoff was recovered by Cleveland. After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the Giants.
Oh, it's on the Giants.
Penalty will be added to the end of the possession. My apology. The personal foul penalty was against Cleveland.
Let's say, yeah, it looked like it was on Cleveland to me.
It was number 56. It'll be 1st and 10 Cleveland.
It's Malcolm Smith.
Hey, Malcolm Smith, Jeff, there he is.
Penalized.
Right here in this stadium. But you can't blame Malcolm Smith. I mean, when you're going at it like this, if that ball is free at all, let's take a look and see what he does. Now, if you pull a body
Saints nearly pulled one off against the Eagles last week.
Sure he did, but he was going to get called for it there.
Even if you were trying to help the cause.
Yeah, you cannot do that. I think Elijah Lee did most of the pulling, but he said, "You know, I was a Super Bowl MVP right here."
The Seattle-Denver Super Bowl had the pick six.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell Colt McCoy's still in the
I
league.
was here at the stadium for that game, and it was loud.
It was.
The ruling on the field of the ball being recovered by Cleveland is being challenged by New York.
What?
So that's what Joe Judge was yelling about. So you'd have to see a clear recovery.
So will this go down as the dumbest challenge of the year?
You get one of those type of fumble recoveries turned over.
It bounced off of Bryant. Look at how many. You're going to tell me a Giants player recovered in the midst of all that with 3 Browns players all over it? No, it's Cleveland's ball. You'll never win this challenge.
Special teams with the Patriots, rugby with the USA team. He comes in there from the side.
You're not going to see it clear anything, though.
Yep, that's a pretty stupid challenge.
That's with every look you can get.
Waste of timeout. Down by 14, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, all his bodies and legs and gloves and feet and all that stuff. And then they eventually come out of the pile with him. We didn't see that.
No. Yeah. No, this is... I'd be stunned if this got changed.
You mentioned Carl Joseph was the one.
Well, depends on who the refs have money on. Kidding.
Harrison Bryant.
Clearly the Browns had it.
Terry, what do you think there, big guy?
Chris, once you get that big pile up, you're just not going to have video evidence of a clear recovery. And you know, we've seen 20 different angles. And
Terry McCauley's underrated. He does a good job on these replays. Dean Blandino, Mike Pereira, Terry McCauley, they do a good job. Remember that year CBS had Mike Carey and he fucking sucked at it?
So Cleveland will have the ball in the Giants lead. With 4:06 left, still down 14. You know, for the Giants here, it's not done in terms of the NFC East hopes. It's been such an odd situation this season in the NFC East.
The ruling on the field stands as called. It's first and
Duh.
Cleveland. New York is charged with a timeout.
And Joe Judge is acting like, are you kidding me?
Third, they have one timeout left. So
That's the maddest I've seen somebody be when they lost an obvious challenge that they were not going to win.
East, the best anybody could do would be 8-8. Next week, the Giants have the toughest remaining game of anyone the last 2 weeks, going to Baltimore to play. Philly and Dallas, the loser of that game next week, will be out of the mix. And they're week 17. Washington plays the Eagles. The Cowboys play the Giants, with the Giants and the Eagles hosting those two to wrap up the season. And someone will be the 4 seed. 41-yard line, just a run for about a half yard for Kareem Hunt. Who's the most dangerous? Who's the team in the playoffs who can give whatever 5 seed emerges some trouble?
Oh, boy. You know, Dallas has won a couple in a row here. I don't know.
What about Washington?
Washington has a scary good pass rush. You just don't know if they can put together enough offense. They do tend to hang around. You know, we saw them play Pittsburgh. And
Very good second half team, Washington, for whatever reason. I just hope Alex Smith gets healthy.
Right now, I think there are better teams than what this division will provide.
I think that was a dumb play by the Browns.
3:19 to go and stops the clock. So that week 16.
They really don't want this game to end, do they?
Friends at Fox will have Minnesota taking on New Orleans. Saints trying to bounce back. Saturday is a triple header. Brady goes back to Michigan. The Bucs.
God damn, I gotta watch 3 games on Saturday.
It's on Prime Video, and the Dolphins.
Fine, I'll do it. Not streaming though. Might do Dolphins Raiders.
In the AFC, chasing the wild card like the Browns.
Baker's bacon. D-Raddy's bacon. Brothers be bacon. He is bacon. Game over. Stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. There you go.
Johnson comes in for a carry, and he picks up where Chubb and Hunt usually.
Oh, and the Giants take that last valuable timeout.
Yeah, they do such a nice job of getting these offensive linemen out in front and taking the angles, right? Just take the angles. That time, Jedrick Wills had the angles. So, okay, you come down. Antonio, you come around. And I tell you, they can do so much.
Can't believe Joe Judge actually got mad that he lost that stupid challenge. It's like, bro, you knew you were going to lose that challenge.
Me the most about the Cleveland Browns. When you get into the playoffs, you have to find different ways to win, right? You may have a game where you've got to throw the thing.
Baker's doing a good job of baking the Giants. He's doing a hell of a lot better job baking the Giants than Russell did cooking the Giants.
And I think the Cleveland Browns under Kevin Stefanski are starting to show some of that ability. At some point, though, you have to go in there. Somebody has to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Patrick Mahomes. You have to possibly put up 40 points, and this team has at least proven they can do that.
Against Tennessee and Baltimore, you see the offensive line has done the job tonight, shutting the Giants down in terms of pressuring. Giants trying to pulls the ball. David Mayo trying to take it away.
Well, like I said, when it hits the 2-minute warning, I'm getting the hell off here.
Let's take a look at this offensive line. They have been fantastic.
Yeah, I go play Red Dead for a little bit before I go to bed.
The third stringer in there, but across the board tonight, they have allowed Baker Mayfield to sit and survey and be comfortable and step into those throws with all that space. When you give a
So the Browns, for once in their entire franchise existence, came out and did what we expected them to do and dominated an inferior opponent in a critical game late in the year. First time in my lifetime, I'm pretty sure. As good as they looked Monday, that was soul-crushing to watch them lose. But they're going to win this game. Anyway, we're hitting the 2-minute warning. I got to get off here and get ready for work tomorrow and go play Red Dead and go to bed. Catch you on the flip-flop. See you next week.